All right, I'm here. Just finished all my testing, but here at Franco Rivera's house here in Fort Worth, and just want to show you a few things. Again, I think the original scope agreed to replace all of the back, which I certainly agree to. There is hail damage on the roof that you can tell by the turbines. And also with the repair, there's certain areas, because we've got to keep the water out. There's certain more areas that we have to replace. But on the left slope, you can tell this is the original test square. The inspector underlined a lot. There's more than adequate hail, in my opinion, to warrant a roof replacement. Just a video of some of those. But you can see the repairability test if you don't think it's enough hail. Here on, again, the left slope here, lots of solid hail hits, which coincide with the hail on the gutters and the turbines as well. But you can see here, this front slope goes over the right slope. So, the left slope. So this slope right here, we would definitely have to tear into this part of the shingle. I did my repairability test in this area, and you can just see a lot of these just aren't having really capability of repairs. Then on the front slope, again, I think it's adequate hail on the front slope as well. You can see some of these hail hits, and again, there's more wind repairs due to the necessary steps we need to take to ensure to keep this house watertight until the repairs or hopefully the replacement takes. And then here on the right slope, there wasn't as much hail on here. You could still see a good hail hit on the dryer vent, and obviously repairability. And I did the repairability test, and you can just see just how those shingles are, one, tearing up, and then two, how it never stops. Once you get to that one shingle, you're gonna have repairs in that area, not on the new shingles, but the surrounding shingles, because they're never gonna adhere. All right, doing a repairability. We're here at Franco Rivera's house, and doing repairability on the left slope. I did find adequate hail damage, I think, which warrants replacement of the slope, but I'll go ahead and do a test repair as well. So let's say this is the damaged shingle, so we'll have to replace it, and we'll see what happens. So we have to get up all the way to the nails. You can see just from pulling off this, it's pulling off. I'll show you in a second, but let's focus first on getting up to the nails. We'll have to get into this shingle to loosen it. There are spots in here that are tearing just from the shingle manipulation. So let's see, once we get up to the nails, then you have to get the nails out. All right, so there's several things to see. I believe this was the shingle, and you can see just from trying to dislodge the shingle. You can see how thin the shingles are and breaking. And again, see how loose all the other shingles become just from repair, and also down below as well, just from trying to remove that one shingle. But the other thing that you'll see is all this material transfer right here, which means the adhesiveness is not on the shingle it's supposed to be. So any of these surrounded shingles will become compromised once we try to replace the other shingles, because they're not going to adhere properly. And again, you see the damage to the shingles just from, you see there's a hole all the way through there just from trying to remove the shingles. And then again, you got a lot of material transfer, which means the adhesiveness is not on the right spot and it's not going to adhere. So this is the left slope. All right, here on the right slope, doing the repairability test. Here's the wind damaged shingle. So I would have to remove this shingle. Again, you can see it's not just this shingle that's affected, it's a domino effect there. But nevertheless, let's try to get under this shingle. This one's tearing quite a bit. I can tell there's a lot of material transfer. So again, we got to get up here to the nails. All right, I can see the nails now. And if you look, you can see, oh, almost lost my tool here. You can see that this was the wind damaged shingle. This shingle, just by trying to manipulate to get up to the nails, is ripping. You can see all the granule loss. So again, you have to manipulate these shingles. I estimate this roof probably be somewhere between 12 and 15 years old, which in Texas for a 3-tab, that's a long time. But again, you see the material transfer. I'll get photos as well if you can't see that. But again, all that means is that next shingle that's supposed to adhere, it's not going to adhere because it doesn't have the right adhesiveness. Again, material transfer, and then you can just kind of see it's not just one shingle, it's multiple shingles. All right, we're here now on the front slope, and again, adequate hail damage on the left slope. And you can see right here, the front slope goes over the left slope, so we'd have to replace at least some shingles in the valley to replace the valley liner that looks like it's there. So the first thing you notice, a lot of these are already lost their seal. So again, they're just going to continue to have the same problem because the shingle has worn its last time, in my opinion. But let's say we do have to try to replace, so we'll do a repairability test. I'll get up to that shingle there. Get to where I can see the nails, so I'm able to remove that shingle. But let's take a look. Again, you can see these, they haven't had any adhesiveness for quite some time. Again, tearing of the shingles just from trying to manipulate, getting up underneath the shingles. You can see all the granule loss, and then also you can see just from trying to remove that one shingle how all of these tabs are compromised, especially after repair. Again, you got material transfer there, material transfer there. Material transfer there. No adhesiveness at all. No adhesiveness at all. And that hadn't had adhesiveness in quite some time.